Going to talk a little bit about CBU, Christian Brothers University here in Memphis. Talk about myself as a coach, a little bit about our program, and how we plan on moving forwards. So I've got a document, and I will share this in the chat, and I'll ask you to pass it on to all your buddies, because the more the merrier. We're a brand new program, and I come with a wealth of experience. I've got 30 years of rugby experience in my body here. Grew up in England, coached and played in England as a kid, through high school, college, and then in my 20s, I moved down to New Zealand, coached in New Zealand there, and moved over here to the US 5 years ago. And I coached the men's team, and just a year ago got appointed as the head coach of Christian Brothers. We're a brand new program. We're after players. We've got a 3-year vision set out that creates a pathway to make us, nationally competitive. We're not here to make up the numbers. We want to be a powerhouse college program moving forward, both men's and women's. We want to challenge at the highest level. I've played with, and coached guys who've gone on to professional ranks. So your hands. I'm really keen on making a pathway to professional rugby and have contacts, back home and in New Zealand ready to go for those guys who want to go and play club rugby, or girls who want to play club rugby. In both nations, professional women's rugby is starting to make some moves with the Women's Premiership in England and the Farah Palmer Cup down in New Zealand. So, lots of good rugby ahead. I'm a high school teacher and have been since 2009. So I believe massively in character and, building good people. Good people make good players. I'm sure you've probably heard that before. And, we're really committed to having people take care of business on and off the field. Really want to play an expansive game, fun game, involving everybody. We don't just want to truck it up and play 90s rugby. We want to definitely, get people excited about watching us, build pride in the jersey, both inside the school and outside of it. We've got a new president. He's put a lot of money into the rugby. He's actually a New Jersey native from Camden. So I'm sure he'll be pleased as punch if some of you guys and girls come on down and get a little New Jersey connection going on there. I've got this document, and it's got links to prospective athlete form and applications. And if you want a Zoom session privately and talk more in detail about what we can offer, we can do that. But we're going to talk a little bit about costs, scholarships, because I know that that's a big deciding factor for a lot of you. So there's been a freeze on the price this year for CBU. So it's $41,870. And that breaks down as tuition. It's just under 34, and accommodation is just under 8. We can get up to $18,000 merit-based scholarship, and there's even a couple of leadership awards which provide full tuition. And we're lucky that one of the ladies in the girls team and one of the fellas in the men's team actually got awarded that. So they were pretty happy with that, and obviously we were too. We can also offer $5,000 for every rugby player. We want people to play rugby, but we don't want to overkill you. We want you practicing 3 times a week. We don't do 5 a.m. workouts because we want your day to be set up for success. If you choose to do those things, that's entirely on you, but they're not mandatory for anybody, because we want you to get to class, enjoy your class, be able to learn without feeling exhausted from those early morning sessions. We have captain's runs. I believe in player empowerment, and I want my players to be accountable to each other. So the captain's run, I feel, is a really vital piece of the puzzle there. Builds camaraderie, builds trust in one another, and makes for a better team. We're going to be involved in the NCR division, obviously, as a new program amidst the middle of COVID. We've not been able to actually get into the division this year due to restrictions on player contact and things like that. But we've seen this as an opportunity to get internal recruitment. We had a little bit of external recruitment last year as well. And so we've spent the whole of the fall and we're going to be spending the spring just working on skills, catch pass fundamentals, understanding gameplay, building that rugby IQ, working on decision making, building good habits from the get-go, so that then in the fall we can really hit the ground running. There's plenty of majors available at CBU. We got great academics. We've got a big old list of them there. I'm not going to read them out to you, but I will paste the link and you can go ahead and check that out later. But we have a good student to faculty ratio with 11-1. We got a 97% employment rate within 2 years of graduation. So you can go ahead and not have to worry too much about getting a job to pay back those student loans, or, you know, move on to the next phase of your life. We want to get international students. Like I say, with contacts in the UK, contacts in New Zealand, we're really keen on bringing some people over. Just this week, I've been speaking to some guys in the UK about getting some of their players and helping us achieve our vision of being a real powerhouse program. It's really easy for me to talk about myself, but one of the things that really speaks volumes is when other people talk about you, because then you know it's true. And I've got a few testimonials here, and these are all over our Instagram page here. One of these guys is a MLR referee. One of them plays professionally in New Zealand, and actually just because of COVID affecting the youth, the under 20s NRL division, he's actually going to play sevens for Tonga. He messaged me the other day saying he's excited about playing against New Zealand, but doesn't want to embarrass himself too much. You know, we've got kids that I've coached here in Memphis Inner City Rugby. You may have heard of it, but we got some young ladies who've gone on to Life and Lindenwood, and then we got a Navy chief down here at the bottom taking up, you know, a good chunk of the page. He's a pretty big fella. So this is all on the Instagram. You can see we've got a couple people committed just in the past few days, and I'm hoping to add to more of those in the upcoming weeks. As I scroll down, you'll be able to see there's many more tutorials from other players, other coaches. I worked with Memphis Tigers last year briefly, helped them get to 4th place in D2, which is the first time in their history they've managed to achieve that. You know, I'm big into producing good players and good people, and I really hope you'll take that chance on CBU.
Great, thank you, Coach. We'll open up to any questions anyone has. Coach, any chance you could walk us through kind of like the standard weekly setup? I know you mentioned that you know you go about 3 days a week, but what does the kind of standard training look like?
So what we'll do is once we're past the whole COVID protocol, we'll involve a lot more contact and physicality in there. Well, basically we go Monday, Wednesday, full team trainings, breaking it up into mini units, working on backs and forwards, strategy, gameplay, individual skill sessions. Some of the players lead certain parts of the sessions, like the warm-ups and some of the fundamental sets. And then we hammer it out as a full squad. Then we've got Fridays, captain's run. Obviously, if we're traveling Friday, we do the captain's run the day before. You know, then Saturday, game day. Right now, because we don't have games on Saturday, we're taking that opportunity to really work on building our capacity as a team.
And now, what do you look for from freshmen coming into the program? You know, what are you hoping that they have learned in their high school time, and you know, that they can contribute when they get into the college level as a freshman?
So dedication is definitely high on the list. Capacity to learn as well. But I also don't just want people who come in and just be yes sir, no sir. You know, I want people who are able to challenge what we're doing, because you know, that collaboration and you know, working together on those kinds of things is definitely going to help us become a stronger program. Building in the why we do things as well as the how we do things leads to better understanding and clarity on and off the field.
Great. And anything you look for from high school seniors who are graduating that are interested in coming to Christian Brothers University in terms of recruitment? Should they have some sort of film put together, or what would you look for on that front?
Film is always great, but it's not a necessity. Like I say, we're a brand new program, so we're really looking forward to getting as many people as possible involved on both our men's and women's programs. Pardon me. Rugby prides itself on inclusivity, and I would definitely say that's going to be a strength of our program. If you're going to come, you're going to apply to CBU and be involved, you're going to get involved. I would love to get it to the point where we have more than one team, but let's take small steps first.